Hello there. So I had someone ask me in the last day or so, what is what makes the Heal Your Legacy program so special? So I thought I'd answer that question here. Now I did send out an email, so if you're part of my community, you should have this in your mailbox, and so you will read a lot more detail in the email. So I encourage you to read that. If you're not on my email list, then I encourage you to get on it. You just go to soulslegacy.com and you can subscribe. So let me talk to you a little bit more about the Heal Your Legacy program. So that's a program that I'm enrolling this week for the new cohort that starts on Monday. So I always say that this is a program that I wish I had had when I was on my journey, because what I've done is it incorporates a lot of the things that I saw missing when I was learning myself, or when I was trying to do some of my own healing. So I'm just going to touch on some of the things that are different and why this is a high touch program. That means that you have one on one contact with me throughout the program. And then there's some group components. And we have group components because when you were in a group, then we're able to kind of harness the power of the group for everyone's benefit. So it's designed to have the best of both worlds. So one on one work, which of course we need one on one work when we're doing healing, and then group work, which then makes our results be exponential. And so if you have been in group containers that are held well, you are going to know what I'm talking about. So one of the things that we're going to be doing in this particular group is you're going to be learning about how your energy works. Now, a lot of people call this intuition. So learning about their intuition and reading their intuition and really getting to know their intuition. So there's a lot of courses out there that will teach you that. However, like, they're not going to teach you how to use those skills to heal your wounds or to heal your triggers, especially those triggers that you know are impacting your children. So most programs out there are not really focusing on parents and how parents can use their intuition, or they can use their energy skills, their energy development, to not just help themselves, but also help their children. So that's one way this program is unique. So you're going to learn the skills. Now, if you already have some of those skills, then you're going to learn that second part, which is, okay, how do I use them? How do I use them to help myself, and then help my family? So we focus primarily on our children because we know that we're having that impact, and this is called Heal Your Legacy. So what we want is we want to heal you. We want you to focus on your own process so that then you can leave that legacy of healing for your children. So that's one of the major goals of this particular program, is to give you the skills to be able to do that. So it's not just about intuition, not just about being curious about using your intuition. It's not even focused on like manifestation, as we have seen so many programs out there focused on manifesting like a new car, or manifesting a new house or a new job. Sometimes that does happen, of course. Once you start working with your energy, then you start opening opportunities in a lot of particular directions in your life. But what we're going to do is we're going to focus on how this impacts your children, because all those other things, it's not in the car we drive or the house we live in or the job we have. That, yes, those affect our lives, but we want our energy clear, because that is what is impacting our children every single day. Another way that this particular program is different, so there are going to be some lessons in the program where you're going to be learning, but there's courses out there where you learn and then you have to practice on your own. Maybe they do a little bit of Q&A to answer questions, but the practice is something that you have to do on your own. And you have to wonder, am I doing it right? And then you bring questions to the Q&A, but there's really very little practice. So what we're going to be doing is not just that you're going to be learning the skills, but you're going to be practicing, and you're going to be practicing with me. So you're not going to be practicing with another beginner who may not necessarily know how to hold space with you. So the whole idea is that you will develop. So by the end of the program, students in the program or clients in the program will be able to hold space for each other. But at the beginning, as you're learning and becoming comfortable with the skills, you really need to be with an experienced practitioner who is going to help you navigate where you need to improve your technique, or what part of the technique you're doing right and how you can do better. So that is an integral part of the program. In fact, that's most of what we're going to be doing in our calls is going to be learning and practice. So learning and practice, which means that over the span of 6 months, you're going to have a lot of practice. You're going to have a lot of opportunity to work with me. And because the group is really small, then that means that you are going to get a lot of personal attention. Now, another thing that we're going to be doing in the group is there's going to be several healing sessions that you are going to receive, and those are going to be, of course, focused on you. So those are individual one-on-one sessions, and then we're going to focus on integrating that healing into your life. And a lot of integration requires the clearing skills, okay? And that's why everything is connected. So a lot of times you can go to a healing practitioner and then they'll do the healing, but then basically you're on your own for the integration. And a lot of times we don't fully integrate because we don't really know what's going on, and we don't even know what we don't know. We don't know what questions to ask. We don't know what the process looks like. We don't know, is this normal? Is this not normal? And a lot of times we don't even know what questions we should be asking. And so part of the program is making sure that you have enough contact with me that as you receive these sessions, then you have plenty of time for integration. And then we'll be talking about that, of course, when we do our practice. That's part of what we're doing, is not just are you learning skills, but you're applying the skills to integrate your healing process. Another thing that we're gonna be doing is you're gonna be receiving a soul level reading from me, and again, you can get this elsewhere. But however, usually there's little guidance on how to use that particular information for healing purposes. So usually it's connected to manifestation or to other types of self-development. But here we're gonna focus on your healing and healing your legacy and the impact that it has on your children. So all of these components, so if you were in the healing roadmap workshop that I held last week, then you got introduced to all of the different components that are going to be part of the program. And so yes, it's all of the components. There's all the components that are needed. They're in a specific order, and then there's support. So there's no program out there, I can guarantee you, because I've been looking for it myself. And so what I had to do is I had to put all of these pieces together for myself so that I could get the results that I wanted. And now I'm sharing that with you. So that means that it's cohesive, it's coherent, it's in one place. I, as a practitioner and the teacher and the mentor, will know in detail what you are working on. So that means that I can support you through the different parts of the process versus having to go to one person and then to another person and to another person and to another person. So I guarantee that if you go and explore all of these different components, one, you're not going to get them specifically the way that I've designed them in this program, and two, you're going to end up spending way much more money getting them individually, and it's going to take you a lot longer. And it's not going to be coherent. Like the pieces are not going to be fitting because you're working with all these different people, and you're going to be the one that by yourself, you're going to have to be doing the work of fitting them together, right? So these are all the goals that I've had for this particular program because I know that there's so much of this that's missing. And so I wanted to make all of these pieces, and I've been doing all of these particular parts of these particular components with clients for years, but they're all been in pieces. And that's when I saw like all of this together, it would be much more impactful because it takes you through the whole journey. And I'm going to be able to assess you and what it is that you're needing and be able to support you in that process. So again, the program is fairly small. There's very limited spots. I'm the price point or the investment that you see right now is because I'm just this year I went ahead and put everything together and then I developed this program. And so I'm still kind of in the piloting phases. So that's why the investment is so low. So I encourage you to take advantage of it now before it morphs into something more, and that you start experiencing the transformations that you're really looking for, not just for yourself, but also for your children, for your family, for your grandkids. So join me. We end enrollment on Friday. We start on Monday, the 26th. And I invite you, if you have any questions, reach out to me. I'd be more than happy to answer your questions, especially if you've already been on this journey for a few years and you know that you already have some of this under your belt. Well, how is this going to move you forward? And I can certainly talk to you about that because we not everyone is at the same level, and I understand that, and that's why there's so much individualized help and guidance and support in the program itself. So thank you for listening. Again, reach out to me if you have questions. I'll go ahead and put the link to the program in the comments, but go to soulslegacy.com/heal and you can get a lot more details.